Okay, so I know I'm super late on this review. I apologize. I've been sick with the flu. I'm still kind of sick, but I said, fuck it, I want to talk about this episode already. It's been long enough. And my gosh, I gotta start off with this. I don't think anybody minus Goku has ever given Frieza in the entirety of Dragon Ball. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z, GT, every time Frieza's ever been involved in the story. I've never seen somebody give him an ass whipping as bad as Toppo, minus Goku getting him chopped in half and leaving him for dead on Namek after blasting him again, after giving him energy and saying, "You fool," even though that's the dub that say "you fool." I don't really know what the Japanese version said, but regardless, Frieza has never taken this big of an ass whipping from any other person, minus the person that he fears himself, Goku, you know what I'm saying? So I think the interesting thing about seeing Frieza taking an ass whipping like this, again, it was very uncommon when it first happened, when Goku did it, because prior to that, he's been the brat tyrant of the universe, doing whatever he wants, being reckless, never having anybody to reprimand him or kick his ass. So the difference between when it happened initially with Goku and when it's happening right now is the fact that Frieza is already used to taking L's. He's taken L's from Goku, he's taken L's from Vegeta, he's taken L's from future Trunks, he's taken multiple L's for years now, so it's been a while of him taking them, so it's not going to be as traumatic, in my opinion, and as long-lasting to Frieza's character as when Goku and Trunks did it, because when Goku did it, it was the first time this has ever happened to him. He had never experienced somebody kicking his ass, and it was like, yo, so he's still traumatized by that, and that's why he hates Goku with this burning passion till today. And now it's like, well, Goku has been kicking my ass for years. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really bother me that much when you do it, although it could motivate Frieza to change a little bit. It could motivate him to say, you know what, I've hated Kakarot, or this monkey Saiyan, as he said. Again, I don't know if that's only a dub thing or they said that in the Japanese version as well, but you know, he's hated him for a long time because he was the first person to really put him in his place, minus the fact that he was told by his father to always be wary of the God of Destruction, Beerus, and Majin Buu. Thing is, neither one of them have ever really kicked his ass, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of a, hey, I know of him, hey, stay away from him, that sort of thing. The difference is, Goku kicked his ass, so maybe he might look at Goku from now on like, you know what, I still hate you because you're the first person that gave me my L, but maybe he might not hate him that much after this. This could be huge for Frieza's character, or he could feel as though it's because of Goku giving me my first L that led me down this dark path that I'm taking many L's from different people now. You never know what could be Frieza's mind state, but that ass whipping, my gosh, it was just devastating. He was like a little toy to this gigantic, muscular Toppo. Everybody laughed at Toppo. We're like, he's a joke. And to be honest with you, the more and more everything has been crafted to where it's at right now, I'm truly believing that I think Toppo was initially supposed to be the Jiren of all this. I think Toppo is 100% a Toriyama idea. If not 100% a Toriyama idea, then definitely initially a Toriyama idea. That is the classic Toriyama style of some of his characters he's done throughout the years of one-shots. The really old man with the big old mustache that's kind of like out of shape. He loves that shit. In case you didn't know, in the Android saga, initially it was supposed to be the two main villains of it all. I don't even think Cell was created yet at that point, or 17 and 18. It was Jiro and 19, an out-of-shape robot and an old man. Toppo fits both, you know what I'm saying? So essentially Jiren is the Cell to, you know, Toppo's 19 and 20, you know what I'm saying? You know, 19 and Jiro, whatever. That's kind of what Toppo is. Toppo is those two guys, and he is, you know, Cell minus having any androids in between or whatever. Jiren is, you know, I guess the Cell or whatever. But it was epic. It was amazing. It made me really like Toppo. Like, now I look at Toppo almost, if not more than, in the same regard as Jiren. The difference is, I know more about Toppo now, but I think we also know more about Jiren, and I'm going to get into a whole other video at some other time regarding the Pride Troopers as a whole, but it seems as though they remind me in a very small way, but it's definitely their own thing and their own reasoning. They kind of remind me of the Suicide Squad, potentially, because of what was said by Jiren in this episode. He said something along the lines of, so you finally made your choice, which means that potentially the Pride Troopers are all people battling inner turmoil. It could just be Toppo. That could be exclusive to Toppo, that he was just the only one that was really battling this, but Jiren has showed instances of that. Likewise with Dispo, when Frieza gave him the offer, at first he was kind of like a little bit, and then he said, nah. I think the Pride Troopers they're good people, but they battle with these inner demons of being bad and getting rid of the villains. Maybe they battle being a straight up hero and a vigilante, where they will actually go the route of they'll straight up kill these people, and that's where they fight it. And Jiren up until now, and Toppo and them have done just, you know, being the good guys, saving people. So with them having that that in their mind of, they could go that route one day of destroying. Toppo has been a, candidate for God of Destruction. This pushed him straight away. Like, whatever happens to Ramad from this point on, Toppo's taking the job unless Jiren awakens and finally says, you know what, I'm going that route. But I think that it's going to be very polar opposite. I think Jiren is actually going to stick with the hero route and get rid of his demons, exercise them, possibly even help Toppo to exercise his demons, because I think that that's what kind of is going on with the Pride Troopers. It's not that every God of Destruction just battles demons and they turn into that. I think that's a possibility, but again, I'm going very deep into this and I'll save that for another video. But you can clearly see there's definitely more depth to Toppo as well. I love Toppo. I think out of Universe 11, him and Jiren definitely the top. I'm also interested in Dispo now more, hearing this, that potentially they're all battling this, all the Pride Troopers. Maybe they're all interesting, and who knows, there could be even some sort of weird spin-off manga about them just because of that one line. It's like, it could apply to all of them, it could just be exclusive to Toppo, I don't know, but really interesting stuff. The design, the bulkiness, the God of Destruction aura, him kicking ass, 17 and Frieza just absolutely being nothing. Toppo bodied it, and I loved it. Now I'm kind of curious where his power ranks as far as being a God of Destruction in comparison to the other ones, because obviously they're not all even. Some are stronger than others. I don't think that he'd be on Beerus's level, unless because of the fact that now we have 6 episodes after this episode of Dragon Ball Super, maybe people have already surpassed Beerus. Maybe Goku in Ultra Instinct beats Beerus. Who knows? I ain't gonna lie, throughout this episode there were a couple problematic aspects. For starters, art and animation definitely looked off. I said it in my previous discussion, I'll say it again. There was a shot of Jiren walking. It wasn't just an in-between shot. It was a good 3 to 5 seconds of Jiren walking while Goku was narrating of, like, what do we do? I believe it was that case. And it looked horrible. And then, of course, there was a shot where Goku and Vegeta are looking at Jiren, and it looked kind of bad too. So there was some art that was definitely off and not looking all that throughout the episode. It wasn't entirely like that. Like the Toppo scene on, absolutely amazing. But let's also talk quickly about something that a lot of people are kind of like, ugh. And I think it was set up very well with the anime. I don't know how the manga is going to play this, because the manga didn't really give us that much of a build-up for a lot of these characters. But 17 in particular, him handling Toppo, a lot of people are going to be like, 17, the android, bro? Okay, maybe even if he got stronger, how much stronger is he going to get to be able to compete with Gods of Destruction level? So a lot of people are going to be like that. But we did see a thorough case of him fighting against a Super Saiyan Blue Goku. He was fighting against Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the arc prior to the tournament beginning, the, preliminaries and all that jazz or whatever. And he was doing all right. Now, granted, there was always the excuse of Goku holding back, but I think this was a solid case of 17 continuing to progress immensely, using the fact that he is an android and doesn't get tired, and all of his hunting jobs of being a park ranger and shit. He used that as an opportunity to continue to progress, and I don't think that he's on Toppo's level. Obviously, him and Frieza are struggling very badly. Frieza got wrecked like twice in the episode, tried to come back in his normal final form, got wrecked again with that big blast, everything. Like, they're not on the level, but 17 is much more capable now than in the Android Saga. I think now he's closer to, Super Saiyan God transformation power. Closer, not in the realm. I don't know exactly where he's at, but he's closer that way than he was all those years ago. He's a lot closer. So that's why it feels more believable to me, and that's why I'm actually, in retrospect, a lot more thankful for those build-up episodes that showcase 17 having that capability of taking on a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, even if he's holding back a little bit. Tournament of Power kicks off, they're training more, who knows, maybe he got more stronger, or possibly he learned more techniques, whatever the case may be. It was good. Honestly, this whole episode, from the Toppo fighting them on, was great. The beginning parts where they're still showing, hey, that fight that you guys love, Jiren versus Goku and Vegeta, is still happening. They just really can't do shit. So I was kind of like, that part was, whatever. And of course, the art and animation was off in certain aspects, but again, from the Toppo part on, absolutely amazing. Again, dedicated art and animation, looking gorgeous. Toppo versus Frieza, Toppo versus 17, just phenomenal. And again, of course, quickly talking about that one finger thing, Frieza thinking he's making this big blast that could destroy a planet. The one finger, classic from Toppo, kind of giving Frieza a taste of his own medicine. In fact, I feel as though every time Frieza has returned, it is always giving him a taste of his own medicine. I feel as though this was another shot at showcasing, hey Frieza, this is what you've done to people. Look at you. So Frieza's character has kind of taken abuse since he's returned, and this episode was no exception. Honestly, very good episode. I'm giving this one an 8 to an 8.5, possibly around there. It wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't like, over the top, because again, you got to judge the whole episode, not just the great parts of the episode, because it had great parts, but there was some sluggish parts in the beginning. I think the build up to Toppo awakening that God of Destruction was interesting, but just honestly, the Goku and Vegeta parts were not that impressive in this episode in particular. particular. Not that the fight isn't impressive, just in this episode, what was displayed wasn't all that, but still solid 8 to an 8.5. Curious what you guys think. What do you think about Toppo's God of Destruction powers? Is that struggle of demons, of being good and evil, only exclusive to Toppo, or is it a Pride Trooper thing in general? Do you think Jiren fights with that? Do you think that we got the reasoning for all these people? And your overall thoughts of this episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 125. Honestly, very good episode still. 6 more episodes to go of Dragon Ball Super, and who knows how many episodes of Tournament Power, probably like 3 or 4, right? But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.